Hi everyone, this is Talks from CritsHappen.com. We are here in the middle of Gen Con 2013 in beautiful Indianapolis. I'm here with Justin Gary, who is the CEO and owner of Stoneblade Entertainment, which is a brand new name for you right now. Last year we talked to you as Gary Games, but we were all around multiple different ideas of entertainment. You've got card, you've got digital, you've got the whole 9 yards, and you've been growing quite a bit over the last couple of years. Can you tell us a little bit about what that journey's been like, going from 1 or 2 people and now being into one of the bigger booths inside the arena right now?
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting. I mean, it was exactly 3 years ago here at Gen Con that we sold the very first copy of our very first game, Ascension. And that was in the little itty bitty baby 10x10 booth, the smallest one you could have in Entrepreneur's Alley. And I basically put all my savings into getting that done. And you know, from here, people loved it. They came back, they demoed, they want more. We expanded every year. We've come back, we've doubled in size basically every year. We now have a huge team of people, all dedicated to making Ascension, to making SoulForge. We have not only an amazing team of talented people, including Magic Hall of Famers like Brian Kibler and Rob Doherty, but we also brought in the creator of Magic, Richard Garfield, to help create SoulForge.
Somewhat famous.
A little bit. It's just a lot of things. These dreams come true. You know, and I only started working with him because at one of his talks, he said Ascension was his favorite game that he was playing, which, you know, for me, growing up my entire life playing Magic, was just, it's such a big honor. And, you know, as just a gamer, I wanted to make games that I and my friends wanted to play, and to now be able to like share that love and that passion with so many people has been just incredible.
That's awesome. That's a great story. It's got to give you goosebumps a little bit, you know, being a former fan and player and now working with, you know, someone that most people in the industry probably would look up to as a mentor, right?
Yeah. He's going to be here tomorrow, and he'll be hanging out at the booth. We'll be doing some like play the designer things, and he's actually going to be tonight. We're having a dinner with our Kickstarter backers, and so it's really been it's very hard to describe in words. I do get a little bit choked up about it.
I can see it in your face though. It's amazing.
It's just we work really hard, and especially speaking about the Kickstarter backers, right? Everybody put so much faith into us with just, you know, us putting it out there and trying to create this vision, and we really work so hard to kind of make that come to life. And we just released the newest release of SoulForge. We just released the newest release of Ascension here today at the show, and to see people like loving it and really like feeling that, you know, their, you know, faith in us is being paid off is worth a lot to me.
Definitely. Now, you bring up a really good point about Kickstarter, and we talked a little bit about this before. Most Kickstarters in the board gaming world tend to deal with physical logistics. You know, they have the problems of, we just had a crazy successful miniatures game or a great board game, and we have to deliver all these different moving parts and get something to someone physically. You guys are still getting something to someone physically, but you're doing it through the digital realm, and you're doing it all in-house. You're not farming this out to some other company or a third party or anything like that. That's obviously been part of your growth, but why don't you tell us about, you know, some of the successes and some of the challenges around doing that?
Well, it's a hugely different world, right? As you mentioned, you know, we started off with physical products where it's, you know, you've got to get it printed, you've got to get it shipped, you've got to get it delivered, you've got to do, you know, this whole process that's, you know, pretty challenging, but it's something I've been doing for years and years and years, so I kind of have a decent handle on it. When it comes to the digital side, you know, we had to build things up from square one. I don't know how to program, I don't know how to code. I had to, you know, bring in people that did, that I trusted. We had to do a lot of iteration. There's a huge challenges. We have, you know, we just did the release of SoulForge that's now free to play on iPad and on PC. It's available, it's going to be available soon on iPhone and Android, and we just have, you know, thousands and thousands of people like cramming to try it out, and we just, you know, weren't prepared for it. So the first 24 hours or so of that launch were tough. And now it's, you know, again, fulfilling all the promises that we made and then trying to exceed them, you know, releasing tons of cards, new content. In a game like Ascension or one other game I work on, if I come up with an idea and I'll be like, okay, this card should do this, I just write down, this card does this, and it does, and that's it. Now, that doesn't work that way. Now I have to actually have it programmed so the card works right, and there's a bunch of card designs that we had planned for set one that we ended up having to move out because the code wasn't working right, and there's a variety of things. So it's a whole different world of constraints and challenges and opportunities, because we can design things like the whole mechanic around SoulForge where cards level up and transform or can disappear, and we can have stealth things, and so there's all kinds of cool stuff that just that there's opportunities and challenges that come with it, and it's an exciting new process for us.
I can imagine that's got to be both like a double-edged sword. It's part exciting and part frustrating, right? Because you have all these ideas that you want to put into reality, but like you said, it's not as simple as pen to paper anymore.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And every phase for SoulForge has been a new exciting thing. Like we just now hit open beta, and the first set is released, which means anyone can play it for free. But we still don't have drafting and tournaments, which is coming very soon. Trading, campaign mode. animated cards, cooperative mode, all these things that like I know exactly. I have the design vision, I have it all ready to go, but it's just not ready yet. So it's like we've come a long way. I mean, it was a year ago today. We were still just starting our Kickstarter, and now we've delivered on those initial promises. We have the first set out. We have the major features. So it's amazing, and shows like this give us an opportunity to kind of stop, take stock, and see what we've done, and then take a deep breath and dive right back in to keep making the next thing. So
no rest for the successful, right?
No. Hey, listen, we love what we do, and it's we're passionate about it. So I often tell people if you're going to do something in life, you need to be passionate about it, because there's always hard work, there's always challenges, there's always hurdles, and if you love what you're doing, then you don't mind those things. You can just pass through them. Sure. If you don't, then you're going to stop and you're going to lose lose track. So yep, a lot of hard work, but I have an incredibly talented team of people who are all passionate and dedicated to keep it going. And the reason that we stay motivated is because of people like you and our fans and people out there who give us that positive feedback, seeing them react to it, seeing them play. That's what keeps us going.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So thinking ahead on those lines, where does Stoneblade go next? What is the next evolution? I know more from SoulForge, more from Ascension. You just got the brand new starter set for Ascension that we just saw today. We actually took a picture of the very first person buying one, which was amazingly cool. But what's the next step and next evolution, if you can talk about that?
Yeah, so I mean, in addition to, again, growing our base, this Apprentice Edition, which you mentioned for Ascension, helps us to hit a new audience. Only $10 to be at a 2-player version of the game. And you can actually have we're hoping that can reach a more mass market audience. And then, of course, delivering on all the other features of SoulForge I talked about. There is a game that I made back in the day when I was working for another company that the mechanics of are something that are very important and very dear to me, and you may be familiar with. And I'm hoping to bring those mechanics back in a digital format for a new version of a game.
Wow.
That would probably be my next big vision going forward. So that'll be the next one. That's for sure not coming till 2014, maybe 2015. But that's the horizon.
That's exciting, though. That's exciting to hear. Well, hey, we wish you all the best. We've been enjoying watching this company grow from its beginnings to what it is now. We're big fans of everything that you're doing. We have all the copies of Ascension. We've talked about it on our site, and all of our fans have talked about it as well. And now we're getting to play with SoulForge in its full glory. So thank you so much for joining us. And until we see you next time, keep rolling those dice, and we hope they're all crits. Thanks so much.
Thank you.